Certainly not the kind of person who says, you know, oh my God, this is so hard, because it's not hard. You know, I'm doing the job that I love. The hard part is you don't know what you're going to be doing next. That's it. So try to plan a life. Whereas I have friends who say, oh, I booked a 2-week holiday in September. I'm going away. And I think, oh, God, I can't really do that. I don't know what I'm doing in September, you know? I think that's the hard thing. The hardest thing about this job is not having control. Mm-hmm. You know, you're so much at the control of others. That's the most difficult. And I suppose it's why so many actors kind of get into directing, because then you get a bit more control. And then you get into producing, and then you get all the control. I can't paint at all. Maybe that's why I like the idea of it so much. I'd love to be good at it, and I just can't get it at all. Like, my dad was really good at painting. When I was growing up, my room was just covered in paintings that my dad had done.
Really?
Yeah.
And what did he draw?
He would draw, because it was like my room, it was all kind of Mickey Mouse, and Laurel and Hardy was on the wall, and all these kind of things.
Ha mes mór ag Billy at differ sio Yalin when he jalavan cartoony chinna had a genu Gusar Yalin Salvador Dali.
I think if I could draw like that, I would.
You wouldn't be on the telly?
No,
you'd be in your room painting.
I think I'd be so pleased.
Yeah.
I think I'd be in the state of pleasedness all day.
Do you think they would? Or do you think, I don't know, or do you think he was just thinking, oh, I wish I was on the telly? Yeah. I'm really good at painting. I wish I could do something else.
Hynny gyda fi na chlesiche ha Billy cwtio'ch jail eith ciol agos ha cwmsach eith jiffer instrument yn cwl y chlwych. Ha na fawl gan y chol an BK cwli trwydd ga charagin sam eisiau drast gan cloentyn saturi heddish.
So how did you all get together? Was it just sort of, you know, was there two that started off the nucleus and then you kind of poached
Billy
one
and
another?
Big Billy, they were sort of playing the guitar when they were sort of growing up in at school, and then we started a band in the 80s. We were called Foreign Country, and we played everywhere in the town that we could play.
When I'm sitting writing a song, I quite like when things don't go too well together. Like, I like it when it doesn't have a kind of verse, chorus, middle eight, chorus done. I like to kind of, you know, try to make it a bit interesting. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it's just like you've stuck two songs together, you know? But, so I think we've accidentally found a style that we enjoy, which is kind of to mess around with song structure a little bit. Sends me a thousand rainbows. Catch my eye.
In November there we won Tartancliffe for the best live act in Scotland. I've not played since November. In case they take it off us.
How did the name come about?
It came from Don Monaghan, who was in Lord of the Rings with us. He played Merry, and we became really good friends now. And he was on holiday in Spain, and every day he would send me a picture of what he was doing, you know. And one day he'd been to this bakery, and he'd sent a picture of a cake completely covered in bees. And he said people were still buying it. They would just like knock off the bees and cut a slice. And he sent this picture. So I really liked the word bee cake. I thought it was just a weird kind of cool word. And we checked it out, and there's no other band called Bee Cake, so we grabbed it.
So how did you cope when Billy was away? You were away for 18 months, weren't you?
I could cope well.
I couldn't cope. Every night. I couldn't cope.
18 months for the Lord of the Rings.
For the Lord of the Rings. But we knew we were going to get to premieres anyway, so we didn't bother. Which we did. We've been to a few.
He came out the car and everybody screamed, and he thought it was for him. But Pete Jackson was just behind him in another car.
That was in Berlin. He did this. See what happens when you wear a kilt. Peter Jackson's behind me.
I don't know if that's for you, John.
Why do we talk about you for a bit? Because I'll tell you, you're looking great today. It's all coordinated and everything. Look, the shoes go with the top. Notice that?
We've done a lot of walking today, though.
Oh, the shoes. See the wee silver bits that go with the silver.
No, that was just because my
Don't
other
a happy accident.
Look at these shoes, if we're talking about shoes. Look at that. People think you make money as an actor. You don't make money. Producers make money.
They've been glued together 4 times.
Look at that.
I got a crack pair of hush puppies.
See, if I break into a run, I could kill myself.
Tá sin inis a hin chuna chafi as mé bilí cus seachad fescar an sabhain gléirí. Líbh nim hepar an nech, ag sa gáil cúsin iad a hochgad chun le cheolbach.
So kind of from the start, when I was in primary school, primary 7, they were doing Oliver, production of Oliver, and I did the part of the Dodger, the Artful Dodger, and at that time we had booked a holiday to Butlins in Ayr, but I really enjoyed the rehearsals and all that, and I was like, oh God, I really want to do this. So my dad was good enough that, because it only ran for 2 nights or something, that he would drive back up from Ayr, which at the time to me felt like, you know, driving from Spain or something. He drove us up, and I would do the play, and then we'd drive back down to Butlins and then come up the next day, kind of thing. So that's where it started. And I remember my teacher said to my mum and dad, look, if he's into this acting, then you should pursue it, because he's all right at it, kind of thing. So I went to the Dolphin Arts Centre in Bridgeton, and I went there till I was about 16, till I started working. Then got a job in a printer's and kind of fell away from acting, didn't do any amateur things. I just got my trade as a print finisher, bookbinder, and then I worked for a couple of years, and I thought, no, I'm not really enjoying this, and that's when I auditioned for the RSAMD here.
And did you have any heroes at the time? You know, some people will say they loved watching black and white films, or they went to the cinema from the age of 6 and they just knew that was what they wanted. Or were you more a kind of a stage actor and it was a performance thing?
I kind of joke about it now that I didn't really want to be an actor, I wanted to be a Jedi. You know, I like Star Wars, you know, and that's kind of the truth. I love those kind of movies, and I had no idea about theatre. But then through drama school, I got a huge love of Shakespeare and all the great writers, Chekhov and all these people, and from then my love was really theatre. When I came out of drama school, I wanted to be in theatre, and I did a lot of theatre after drama school.
But you said earlier when we were in the museum that your father was a good artist, and I'm wondering if maybe, you know, looking at it genetically, even that his love of that art form was transferred to you, and you had a love for the written word.
Yeah, there was definitely something. He was also a singer, and a lot of my family went to Detroit in the 50s, so he'd went over with them just to help them settle, and he ended up singing in a nightclub over there, and apparently cut a record as well. And I think there was always a slight regret in his life that he didn't stay there and pursue that, you know. So I think there always was a little bit of, kind of, not to be cliched, but to chase your dream kind of thing. Otherwise, you know, you'll always have that regret.